This is Cornbread's review. Hey, this is Cornbread's review. This is Cornbread's review. Talk about the hottest movies, old and new. Cinema breakdown, grasping the truth. No acting, I leave that for the cast and the crew. They capture the cool, not theatrical rules. So you better be direct or you have to produce something to break in like last minute news. And keep quiet when the real going Matt and they rules. Woo.
Yo, welcome back for another episode of Cornbread Movie Review. While you are here, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Come on, man. Get these subscriptions up. Make sure you share it too. You know what I'm saying? I'll be talking about different genres of movies. So I ain't doing just action. I ain't doing just drama. I ain't doing just comedy or horror. I do it all and I combine them. And then I spit out my movies on what I think are the best ones for this year. All right. So today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to discuss this movie, The Menu. Yes, The Menu, ladies and gentlemen, is out theaters. It is rated R. Have you even heard of this movie? I have. I really like, I watch cooking shows all the time. So I really enjoyed this. When I saw the trailer, I said, oh, I'm going to see it, man. I'm excited, man. So if you're new to the channel, understand I do each movie in 5 different categories: acting, cinematography, storytelling. Did I get what I bought? And then is it a must-see? Add it all up, spits out a Cornbread movie review number. And then I rank it for all the movies of 2022, all right? So let's get into it. First category is acting, all right? Who's in this movie? You got Anya Taylor-Joy. She's sneaky, man. It's like she's always the lead actor in these movies, but she really don't be lead acting. It's weird. I think she can do it, but I haven't been one movie where I'm like, all right, that's it. That's why she's the lead actor. But she's always the lead actor. It's weird, man. Queen's of Gambit. I think that's another, that's the series that I'm talking about where she did her thing. Other than that, in movies, she just does just enough. But she's in this movie. She plays the mystery guest for this main event of what's going on in this movie, okay? So she is very strong and confident and knows who she is, but she doesn't want other people to know who she is, right? Because of other situations, which we'll get into later. She's smart, but she's not impressed either with the BS that's going on around here. And she's not, somebody can't do BS to her, but she likes them, so she's not gonna call them out on it, right? She doesn't enable other people. And you see that a lot in this movie of a lot of enablers around each other where it could be BS and not right, but their partner, whoever, is either helping them out or coercing them or letting it ride and not say anything. But she's not that person, okay? So that's who she plays in this movie. Also, Ralph Fiennes, hopefully I'm pronouncing your name right. He plays chef. Let's say a burnt out chef. He's the pinnacle of his career, but yet it's over. He's hanging it up the towel. And now he has a grand finale on what he wants to do for his guests coming in. These characters are believable, all the actors, but I would say it's a lot of B and C list celebrities or actors in this movie. I think everybody did their job, but nobody really stood out and said, okay, that's what we need for the acting category. So for me, I'm gonna say a 4 out of 5 just because everybody did a great job in playing their role, but nobody took the acting up the next level, okay? So 4 out of 5 for me in acting. Next category, cinematography. Now this movie is 1 hour and 40 minutes. It also only took $30 million to make, right? So very low budget. And I say low budget because these movies now are 150 and up. The high profile movie. So this is on the lower scale of movie. Visually, it's only one scene or one area that they filmed at. I was on this little compound, this island, and then a lot of that time was in the restaurant, right? But that's the point of this movie. So you don't get extra points, but you don't lose any points either because that's what we kind of going into it, I expected. Even in this movie, there were small action scenes, not many, I would say it was perfect timing for them. They spaced them out just enough. It wasn't like they all were all front loaded or waited to the end. They spaced them out just enough to keep you intrigued if you were going off the beaten path of this movie. No, it kept you intrigued long enough. But to even get to that, those lulls of the actions in between, great cooking scenes. Even I thought it was pretty cool where you have they present a course, right? So each part had its own course, and then they present it. But then they give you all the ingredients and what's in it and how they made it and stuff like that. And then each part had a story. So I really enjoyed that because that's how they do it on the cooking shows. If you watch Cooking Network and other things like that, they produce a plate, but they tell you everything that's in it or how they made it. So I really like that they kept that same logic in this movie. So for me, cinematography is going to get a 3.5. I would say it didn't do anything special. It is graphic, but to me, this was more like food porn, right? This was, all right, let me zoom in. Let me see how you act. Let me go to the taste. Even they act like they were really eating this food. So good job with that. But other than cinematography for 3.5 out of 5, it didn't break through any barriers of cinematography for this movie. All right. Next category, storytelling. I would say, so this movie is for the elite dining experience, where he said 12.50. So I don't know if that's 12,500 a plate or 125,000. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how much it was a plate, but they said 12.50. So let's go with 12,500, and that's a plate. What? I don't know if they're going into it if they knew it was a 7-course meal. I think it was 7 courses because things got a little bit hairy towards the end where they added stuff, took away stuff. So, but they knew that this is the prestigious. You have to take a boat to this place. First off, that should warn you right there. No, one way in, one way out. You got to take a boat to this location. And you don't have cell service, and you're engulfed in this experience, which could be cool, but you got to do it with people that you know, not with people you don't know. So had an issue with that. It was kind of hard to tell where in the restaurant industry, it's a dictatorship. The chef tells everybody what to do, how it tastes, how it looks. Preparation, do this, and if it's not, send it back, and then you have to do it better, right? And then I'm gonna berate you, I'm gonna yell at you, I'm gonna do all this other stuff to you, and that's normal. So in this movie, you see a lot of that, but this is also more like a cult or slavery. I don't know. It's kind of very strange on how did we get to this, right? How did are they? Let's say the sous chefs and everybody else, are they trying to work their way up to his job or to move on? But it seemed like no, they already were along for the ride on what's going on, which that to me was a problem. So you get this individual, Anya's character, where she is a guest. So everybody sits at the table. First course comes out. Things are a little strange with the chef and how people are acting. They're not. This meal is not for customer service at all. It's very elaborate on each course and what it means, and I really enjoyed that storytelling part where they took time and it made sense for what they were eating, for what the story happened. Right? I don't want to give everything away, but. What's a good one where I could tell you the thigh and the scissors in it, right? Brilliant. What happened with that? So each plate and each course had its own theme and its own story. So great job with that. Now, as the story progresses, things made sense where, hey, this is not according to plan, so we have to fix that. Or this is one of the last meals anyway, so let's figure out this. I like how the camera went to each table. It wasn't like the extras was just extras. No, everybody had a part in this. Everybody acted. So each table was relevant. And I really enjoyed that. You just don't have people sitting in this restaurant, this small area, and they don't never say anything or never act or anything like that. So great job in including everybody with that. An issue that I had with the storytelling was the chef was not consistent on some of his logic, right? The details do matter. Let's say 75% of it made sense, but the other 25 didn't even make sense. Like at the end when he said, hey, do you have, where'd you go to school? She answers. He says, do you have student loans? She answers. And then he just makes a decision right there. Like, what does that mean? It didn't make sense compared to the other 75% of the people on how he felt about them did. And since we said Anya's character was a replacement, who was that person, right? What did they do? Or why did the chef have a situation with her even though she didn't show up? So it's a lot of unanswered questions. But for me, overall, storytelling did get a 4 out of 5 because I think it's very unique on how they presented this. It's a horror, but how they did it, I think mentally it messes with you more, and instead of just blood and guts and stuff like that. So 4 out of 5. But they needed to. This whole crew was along with the ride and didn't question stuff, and that was bothering me. But that's here nor there. That had nothing to do with it. But storytelling, 4 out of 5 for me. All right, next category, did I get what I bought? This movie's more standard. You can catch it anytime. It wasn't a lot of people in the theater, so that's also a good and bad thing. Probably bad for their pockets, but good for me, where they're not surcharging the tickets and putting them in the best seats, so you don't have to pay for that. So this, like I said, this is a horror comedy. It was funny, man. It was funny, but it was suspenseful. And like, dang, that happened? All right, how are we gonna get out of this? Oh, I didn't know that was gonna happen. Oh, that's good. It was not predictable, and I really enjoyed that. Me trying to be a foodie and understanding, I love watching cooking channels. I want to see how the cinematography world and in the big screen, how they portrayed that. And I think they did a great job with that. You get the perspective of how people dine. You know, some people eat just to get full. Other people want to savor the food and enjoy it. Other people want to hear the story on the creator. How did you come up with this? The food might not be good, but I love the story and how we got to this point. So it's good to see that. Also, some food knowledge, right? Like they were saying, 65% of the Earth's food is grain, but the Earth's food is only 3 to 4% fruits, right? So that's pretty cool. I didn't even think of stuff like that. If it was me, Cornbread movie review, I would make a movie like this. This is the type of movie that I would make because I would pick, okay, this is the type of things that I like in real life and try to produce something like this, right? It's kind of like a mystery, a drama, a comedy, and food. This is my movie. I love that. So for me, did I get what I bought? I'm going to say a 4.5 out of 5. It lived up to the hype, what I was looking for. Even, like I said, even the transition scenes of how they'll be cooking over here, but then half of the screen will be cut, and then they go over here and do other things. So very pristine, very clean movie. Not too many lows and not too many highs. Good standard from here. That's where the movie started, and it stayed there the whole time with a little ups, okay? So for me, 4.5 out of 5, did I get what I bought? Last category, is it a must-see? I'm going to say this movie is funny, man. And not funny as in like you're dying laughing, but it's funny like shit happens and you're like, oh, this is wild. You know, it's more like a nervous laughter. Even to the breadless bread. like who creates this stuff? But it had a story with it. I like that. If you are out there watching this, go enjoy a course meal. Right? A 3-course meal, 5-course meal, 7-course meal. I don't know. Live it up. Like, it's pretty cool. Obviously, you don't get to pick what each course is, but open your palate up. Understand that, man, hey, put yourself in uncomfortable situations because you might like something that you never tried before. Or it might be a food that, obviously not that you're allergic to, but it might be a food that you hate, an ingredient that you hate, but they might put a twist on there and change what you think about it, open up your mind. So that's from me to you, man. Go try some different courses out there. Find your passion. This movie is good because it's where you're finding your passion, and there's going to be a lot of hate on it, but you got to overcome that. You got to beat that. And I really enjoyed how they put this movie where, yes, you're a critique, or yes, you know everything about food, but can you do what I do? No, you cannot. So that means understand your place. Understand your place, man. That's what I got out of this movie. So for me, is it a must-see? I'm going to say a 4 out of 5. Overall, The Menu receives 4 out of 5 from Cornbread Movie Review. Make sure you check out my 2022 movies. We're getting to this thing. It's almost at the end of the year, man. I might have probably one more review for 2022 for y'all. So now let's talk about the forgotten segment, all right? This is a movie where you forgot about, you never heard of, or you did watch it, you need to double back and watch it. Like I said, it's a gem, all right? So this movie came out in 2007. It is PG-13. And for me, I knew about HBCUs, but this even took it to the next level. I'm sure the recruiting went to the next level after this movie came out. What movie am I talking about? HBCUs, 2007. You done? Stump the Yard. Come on, bro. What? I can't do none of the moves in there, man. Chris Brown did his thing. The opening scene is one of the coldest opening scenes in movies for dancing. This ain't the step ups and all this other. Nah. Stump the Yard intro. Loved it. Make sure y'all check out Stump the Yard. Make sure you go check out The Menu. And I'll be back next week. Come on, man. I'm not playing with y'all. I'll be back next week with another episode, all right? Make sure you subscribe to Cornbread Movie Review, A Square Podcast. Holla at your boy. Peace.